I'm looking for a great warrior.
This is my tutorial on how to set up multi-drifting and other sorts of drifting for Star Wars Squadrons. Welcome. Welcome to the Squaddies channel. So, the first thing that you're going to want to do is put your VR headset on and look around till you see the options down here. So the first thing you need to do is you need to go into options and controls. From there, you want to make sure that your use throttle friction is off, throttle down to stop boosting it is off, and drift input mode is set to hold and not double tap. The rest of this stuff we can ignore for now, but that's how I would recommend you do it. But, you know, to each his own. Throttle down to stop boosting because you don't want to throttle down and your boost stops. You want to actually have control over your boost. And drift input mode, the double tap is not as powerful as the single tap, which actually gives you access to have two buttons as opposed to just a single button to boost and drift. You want to have those on separate buttons. So now that we have that set up, what we're going to do is we're going to go to remap controls, and we're going to go to flight, and we're going to go to keyboard and mouse. I know we're trying to set this up for a flight stick, but first we need to do is set up your boost and your drift while boosting on the keyboard, because what we're going to eventually do is make we're going to make these two buttons bound to somewhere on your HOTAS. Okay? So once you've got those set to where you want them to, they're probably space and shift right now. I think I had an issue with the shift button, so that's why I moved it to the B for drift. You may end up finding the same thing, so that's just a caveat there. Then what you're going to do is go down to flight stick, go down to your combo boost and your drift while boosting, and make sure there's nothing there. Hit the K button or whatever it is on the stick. Let me see. I don't know. Anyway, just hit your K button and that will delete those controls. So you want to make sure that there is nothing in those boxes right there. All right. So now that that's done, you're all set up in game. And then what you want to do now is go out to the game, and we are going to download a program called Joystick Gremlin. Now what this allows you to do is it allows you to bind buttons to, or bind your, what this allows you to do is bind your keyboard to your stick, to a button on your stick. It also allows you to do other things like set up curves, which I would highly recommend, but that's for another video. So we're going to download this. We're just going to go up to download, and we're going to download the MSI, and then that's going to take a few seconds to download depending on your internet connection, and you're going to open it. Since I've already done this, I'm just going to tell you hit next, next, next until it's done. Go through the controls like if you, right, but it's pretty much just a next, next, next till you're done, okay? And then once you have that set up, we have the Joystick Gremlin application that we can then start, and here it is. Now I've already got mine set up, but I will go through quickly and explain. So you're going to see a few things up here. These are going to be all the tabs, and don't worry about VJoy. That's for curves against another thing. For this particular one, all we're going to do is worry about the whatever buttons you're going to bind on your stick. Now, if you press the button on your stick, it will select that button, and then you'll know what button that is. So basically, whatever buttons you want to bind, just figure it out, and then click on that button in Joystick Gremlin underneath the right tab. Make sure that you're under your joystick tab and not one of the other ones. So what we're going to do is we're going to go right up here where it says remap. That's a drop down. Select map to keyboard and then click add. Now it's going to add map to keyboard and basic, so that's fine. And then record keys. So what you're going to do is you're going to press record keys, and then you're going to press the key that you have for boost or drift depending on what you want that button on the joystick that you've selected for. So in this case, I just want space, so I'm just going to do that. And down here for my drift, I'm going to do the same thing. Record keys, press B, because that's what I have it set to. And that is pretty much all you need to do there. Now we can click on Save Profile, save it whatever you like. Let me show you how that looks. I've just got it set up to squad.xml. So you just click on that and you save it. And then this little button right here is the activate button, which you will need to do in order for this to work. Otherwise, it will not. So if we now activate that, whatever button you've now set to be on your joystick, that will be that B. And the same thing for the space, or again, whatever you set it up to yourself. But yes, if we go out the long way, and then I'm going almost 180 from where my original direction was. Bingo. It's so much beautiful. Or whatever. Sometimes you may want to use anti-micro, you may want to use joystick gremlin. The choice is yours. Just experiment around until you figure out what works for you. And as always, arf, 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 arf. Respirator check.
Oh, shit.